Today, we're talking about money. Increasing your vibrational frequency around money so that you can attract everything that you desire in this life, my friend. Hey, my friend, Drew Canole, remember, we're in this together. Now, let me tell you, money wasn't always easy for me. It's something I work at still consistently today, every single day, as a matter of fact. It's just adjusted. It's like a volume meter on a radio. My volume's a little bit higher, but I'm still dealing with some of the same things that I dealt with in the past. There's still limitations of my own mind, and I work on it every single day. Not only do I work on it practically, pragmatically, but I'm also working on it spiritually every single day. And I want to show you some tools, tips, and tactics that I use in my own life that I think you're going to find really interesting. I'm going to put these on just for a second because many of these tools, tips, and tactics might be magic. Okay, I'm going to show you some white magic here to attract more money in your life. Harry Potter fans, big thumbs up. If you like these shades, let me know. All right, number one, the limitations of your own mind. So one of the big ones for me is my dad, who I love dearly, my adopted dad. I was adopted at the age of 5. I talked about my childhood in one of my past videos. Anyway, he was a truck driver, right? I saw him work 7 different jobs growing up. It wasn't the most stable profession. Right? I saw him lose jobs. I saw my mom and dad freak out about money a lot. My mom worked 3 jobs. She was a janitor growing up. So I didn't come from money. There was no trust fund that Drew Canole was born into, right? Practically. So what did I do? I built up an ego construct around I didn't want to live my life this way as a young adult, and I will do whatever it takes. I will work however long I need to work, and I'll figure out the mindset piece that I need to figure out to make it happen. And I worked on it every single day. Other limitations. Well, you're reckless with money, right? I remember working all summer long as a 17-year-old boy only to turn around and buy these 18-inch subwoofers for my Monte Carlo, this 1983 badass Monte Carlo that I had as a kid. Was it a little reckless? Maybe. And nowadays, one of the big things that I struggle with is, am I too abundant? Am I too lavish? Who am I to have all this success? Are you faced with that ever? Do you feel that? Who am I? Am I worthy enough to have all this success? Everything that I've ever wanted in my life, now it's here. And then you start to self-sabotage. That's what I do, right? I start to figure out reasons as to why I shouldn't have it. What the heck is going on here? So if those are any of the limitations that you have, we get to control, alt, delete that, my friend. We get to remove those obstacles. We get to decree and declare that there's just this infinite amount of supply on this planet. Likened to the lion that wakes up 5 o'clock in the morning, goes off, sees its zebra at 2, tackles it, has food for the next few days for all the lion and all of its cubs, and then goes to sleep and relaxes for the rest of the day again. It doesn't wake up all stressed out.
Oh, am I gonna find a zebra today? Is a gazelle gonna come by? I just don't know if my paycheck is coming, right?
But we do that as human beings. We see the stock market dip a little bit, and it freaks us out. We start talking about buying gold and silver and and buying land in other countries and, protecting ourselves. And I think a lot of that just comes from fear. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I think you should be practical and also be spiritual. Be pragmatic, but also believe in the force. Believe that there's this greater situation and circumstance operating outside of you. So there's some ways, and we talked about this a little bit, but how can we program our subconscious mind? How can we figure out what really serves us in the moment? So subconsciously, if you don't change who you are, if we look at Dolt's pyramid of logical levels, if you're not changing your purpose and your identity, then you'll always go back to the way that you once were. And in this pyramid, he outlines how to transform. I've used it thousands of clients. We have to change our identity first. And we do that not by what we have, not by what we do, but by who we be. And we can choose to be somebody new in any moment. It's just a choice. You could drop the story and the limitations that we've built up, being too lavish, too abundant. There's scarce amount of resources. There's scarce amount of supply. You got to work hard for your money. That was one of the big beliefs that I grew up with as a kid. Money doesn't grow on trees, right? You've heard that before. Once we start to work on the subconscious, and there's one of my favorite ways of doing this, and I did it for years. I used to live over in Tampa, Florida on this little island called Davis Island. And this tiny little 800 square foot apartment condo that one of my mentors, Frank, who is one of my favorite human beings, helped me paint this place with gold, right? Like literally gold and yellow to imprint on my mind that there's this abundance everywhere. And I put money everywhere. put money on the coffee tables. I put it all around me. And anytime I would walk around, I would just subconsciously tell myself, there's money everywhere. It's coming in like a tidal wave. There's money everywhere. There's money everywhere. There's money everywhere. There's money everywhere. And I would say this over and over and over again until my subconscious mind started to believe it. That was one of my favorite things to do. I put sticky notes up, how easy it was to make money, how effortless it was to make money, how much good. And then when I really started to transform this subconscious belief around money, it wasn't about what could I do, what could little Drew do, the personality of Drew, the first attention, we can call it, of Drew, as the Toltecs would say. It was, how can I bless more people? How can I serve more people? How can I surrender to the universal source that's emanating from me and through me and into you as one unity consciousness, and helping every brother and sister that I have out there? How can I be a catalyst for change in their lives? How can I get in front of more people? How can I offer my voice, right? The divine gifts that I have. How can I use that every single day to attract and acquire more wealth in this life now? And how can I bless more people with it? How can I hire more people, give them positions and jobs? There's things that I absolutely loathe to do that somebody loves to do. How can I empower them to do that? And how can I make enough money so that their lives are taken care of, their families' lives are taken care of, everybody around them? And there's that much abundance. So it was the reframe of the subconscious. First and foremost, it was very much focused on me way back in the day. How can I get out of survival mode, right? How can I get 6 months worth of reserves in the bank? I remember this. And then I remember working practically on it. I developed a $9,000 digital course that I was selling online. So I did the practical thing. And then I remember doing the spiritual thing where I went down to Bayshore Boulevard in Tampa, Florida, and I meditated and I prayed for 30 minutes. God willing, please allow me the ability to attract and materialize $60,000 in 2 weeks so that I can help more people through the conduit of health. Because at the time I was running a credit and debt company. I wasn't happy doing what I was doing at the time, 10, 11 years ago. So I switched it up. I made a switch and I wanted to help more people with their health. And it naturally happened. I woke up one morning and my buddy did a webinar with my course, and it literally put $59,678 in the bank account, and I woke up to it. So I did the practical thing and I did the spiritual thing. And I was working on both those realms and both those dimensions. I was healing my subconscious mind at the same time that I'm still doing every single day, and I'm working with purpose. I'm working with conviction. I'm working with commitment to the bigger result, which is helping more people. And when I connect with more people and I allow them freedom to open up to their gifts to help more people, then I'm doing my job. And that's when money finds me. Money doesn't find me if I'm going after it, trying to hustle, trying to grind, trying to sign as many deals. F that. That sounds terrible to me. But money does find me when I'm living in my soul's purpose and desire, when I'm creating a product that can help somebody heal, when I'm inspiring life into another human being at this moment, at this time, when I'm uplifting, a floor of people, when there's people all around and I'm giving them a message that I'm getting from something outside of me, because it's not about me. The minute I make it about me, I'm attached to the result. And those days where, heaven forbid, things do plummet and they don't look as favorable as they could, I'm attaching my worth to it. And my worth is far outside of that, my friend, and your worth is too. And you are worth it all. And worthiness is the big thing when it comes to money. How much good can you handle? How much are you worth? Who declares your worth, right? All these questions. And you are worthy of attracting everything that you want in your life, but you have to reinforce that in your subconscious mind. You get to remove the limitations that we talked about, reinforce it in the subconscious mind, change your identity, start to surround yourself with people that have a higher wealth frequency. You felt that wealth frequency in the past. You've been around people where it's just this energetic feeling. They look normal. They got jeans and a t-shirt on, right? And they look normal, but their wealth frequency is through the moon. And you feel it. It has a gravitas to it. It's pulling you in, it's magnetic. And something tells me, most of the time, it's not because of the money that they have, but it's the character that they built in the journey to become that in the moment. That's what you're dealing with. It's not the money. It never was about the money, but it's about the love and the joy and the peace and the serenity and the character and the intelligence and the qualities that it took to become in a position likened to that. They say if all the money was dispersed out into the world and it was given away equally, it would find its way back exactly the way that it is now. And that's based on the frequency of wealth that the person holds, energetically, spiritually, and the money mindsets that people have. So you are the average of your 5 friends. You're also the average of all the books that you've read in the past year, right? And I would add one to it. You're the average of the amount of work that you've done on your subconscious to become the identity that you want to be today. If you're prepared to dig in and really figure out what those limitations are that are holding you back, I'm ready. I'm ready to go deep. We can do even more coaching on YouTube in regards to this. As you can tell, I'm lit up about it. I believe when people become free, they can become the highest versions of who they are. And money, unfortunately, holds a lot of people back. And the bigger conversation that we have to create on this earth right now is much bigger than any monetary system, anything dealing with markets or stocks. It's about coming together, my friends. And it's about raising the consciousness of humanity. And when we can do that together, there's going to be much more happiness, peace. We'll be living in a different dimension. We'll be helping everyone around us up-level who they are as well. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, if you want to hear more about it, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Let me know what landed for you guys, because then I can shape-shift the next video for you. I can help you maybe heal some of the stuff that you're working on in your own life. So I got this idea, you guys, from Instagram. If you're not following me there, check it out, Drew Canole. Somebody wrote in and they said, hey, I want to know how you've been able to materialize abundance. And this is this video that we made for you. So my question for you is, what do you want to see next? Leave it in the comment below. I'm prepared to continue to make videos here. I got Elle behind the camera helping me out. We are rocking it. We are loving life here in San Diego. If you're ever out here, come grab a green juice with me at the Organifi office. As always, remember, we're in this together, and I'll see you soon.